And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in. Let's be clear. Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. I would call the foundation of Blackrock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today.
And I'm not sure about you guys, but that has got me absolutely hyped up. The biggest asset managers in the world just said that. That is insane. Guys, I'm feeling the energy. Let's try to break another like record today. Let's try to get the most amount of likes in just 1 hour. You get nothing, but I become happy. So hopefully you can help me out. Because this, yet again, is proof, in my opinion, that the SEC is going to be standing no chance, right? The United States SEC that's been bringing the cases against Ripple, Coinbase, Binance, etc., that's been trying to hurt cryptos so much, is just being basically in the face by the biggest asset managers in the world, because they're also saying that this technology is here to stay. And it's now being said by Eric Balchunas, the senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. Spot Bitcoin ETF filers and SEC meeting next week. According to this guy, who we have found to be a reliable expert on this stuff, and honestly, they should meet. They definitely need to talk, in my opinion. This comes only a little bit after Bias Knox has just said that the SEC has to go meet up with these guys, and that it will probably result in us knowing whether or not the spot ETF will actually come out, or if there's going to be some new changes to rules or something else. And before I move on, one thing I'll quickly tell you is make sure you join the Discord. A link is down below. It's a cool group where hopefully a lot of you guys can come together, have fun chats, etc. Again, link down below for that one. And now let us continue on, because one thing that I think was also very interesting was this document that just came out. And it basically showcases that the SEC is still trying to hide more information. Now, this is not surprising to anybody, at least I hope not, but what they basically said is the Freedom of Information Act documents, which is basically some institutions trying to get information that's supposed to be out there for the public from the SEC. Like, for example, some conflicts of interest, or whether or not somebody got paid to say something, all that type of stuff that's supposed to either like ethically not happen or just be out there for everybody to at least get some insights on. I mean, if you're electing somebody for a certain role, I also think it's in the public's best interest to make sure that everybody can know exactly why they said such a thing. Is it based upon rule? Is it based upon money? Etc., etc. Now, apparently, again, the SEC FOIA docs, the Freedom of Information Act documents over the crypto conflicts, are deemed, yet again, inadequate. And so now at the same time, things like this are being posted that the Supreme Court could stop the SEC's war on crypto. Specifically, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett are among a group on the Supreme Court who may not smile upon the SEC's interpretation of the law. And once more, this is what Coinbase described yesterday, where the way the SEC is going after crypto is probably not following the law because they don't even have the authority. And it sparked a lot of conflict in the community, because if Coinbase is so adamant in saying that the SEC didn't even have the authority to bring the case against them, so then why not bring XRP back on the platform? Literally, why not why not relist XRP if you are stating that the SEC didn't even have authority to bring the case in the first place for all these crypto parts, and that you're not going to stop the borrowing and lending products, the staking products, whatever, the earn product, and you're not going to take new cryptos off? So why not XRP then? It's because it was already off there. But if you want to give the SEC a big middle finger, then put it back on there. It's the only thing I can think of, because it's just not fair. They can't make the allegation. And so the only thing I could think of here is that they are actively trying to fight while still not fully fighting it. That's the best way I can approach this one. In the meantime, it's not like Ripple is sitting still or anything. We've got DAI sharing nothing to see here, just a member of the European Parliament hosting an event with Ripple. My question is, why aren't members of Congress hosting events with Ripple? That's a good question. Patrick McHenry, Majority Whip, which is Tom Emmer, GOP Majority Whip, and Warren Davidson. Because those guys, I guess, are for crypto, right? So why aren't they going into any events? Patrick McHenry is the chair of the Financial Committee, and these two are, I guess, just congressmen. They're always there, and they're also very progressive towards getting Gary Gensler out of office and progressive towards crypto. But this is a response to Andrej Kovarik, who said, whatever how you pronounce that, happy to host an event with Ripple for colleagues from both the public and private sector on blockchain and sustainability in the EU. A lot of people are always quick to point out just how eco-friendly XRP actually is, especially if you do compare it to Bitcoin, but I still believe, highly so, that those two serve a completely different purpose. A Bitcoin, like Blackrock just said, more of a store of value, more of gold type of endeavor, and XRP a lot more in the currency sense. And there comes another point, which is, at what price are you satisfied per XRP if all actually comes to fruition? I've had this discussion many times, and it's just always a funny little thing. The way I see it is, we can get to $10 pretty easily, but the road to 100 is a long one. But $3.50, let's actually talk about this. So somebody on Twitter said, settlement announcement could pretty easily put the price of XRP at like $3.50. A relisting in the US on all these exchanges could pretty easily bring the price to about $5 or so. Ripple IPOing, going public, could probably put the price of XRP at about $7, and some of these bank partnerships really flourishing that have been kind of overlooked right now could probably easily put it at 10. And I look at this and think, well, even though I like the way he's thinking of staying more realistic than saying 10,000, 15,000, whatever, I think it's very conservative, and I think it's honestly a significant amount too low. What I mean with that is, if you really think about it, XRP went to, let's say, about $3 all the way back in 2018, in the first couple of days of January. I believe January 4th it was. So if it got to $3.96 on some exchanges, but generally about $3, let's say, and Bitcoin was at 19,000 at the time, Bitcoin went to about 3.5 times as high. XRP kind of went nowhere. I mean, so from that perspective, I still think if Bitcoin right now is trading 150% of the value where it was at the time where XRP was at $3.50, then the true value of XRP should be at least $5 or so, because you got to remember that XRP, in my opinion as well, is one of those coins that's like not Bitcoin, so it usually just moves better, moves up more in bullish times. So the moment there's a settlement, it's the first properly regulated crypto in the US. It's basically getting the long lost gains back. It's going to get some crazy hype. It's got a lot more partnerships, a lot more robust since then. Look at the meetings that they've got. Look at how good the utility is getting. Look at where they are on the CBDC front, you might even add. But I just basically think that these price estimates are still pretty freaking low for how much things have changed. I mean, to settle now, to put them back at all-time high, is still kind of like not good if you think about it. I think the moment it starts to get towards like $7 plus, so double the all-time high, is when I'm thinking, okay, that's pretty fine. But only when we're starting to get towards the $10, $12 range that I'm like, okay, this is now we finally made a dent. Now we're at triple the all-time high or something like that. And again, if we are at $12, we're basically at a similar pace at which Bitcoin has done to get to its all-time high. That's good. That's a good gain. Because you also got to remember, XRP right now has lost a lot of market cap to Ethereum, but I do believe percentage-wise, they're going to be catching a lot of that back up in due course. And all I'll add to that is, I think things are about to get really freaking exciting. Now guys, if you've not pressed that notification bell on just quite yet, I highly recommend you guys to do so, because what if something crazy happens right now? You want to be notified. Let's say Ripple goes into a settlement. Let's say the SEC sues another company, whatever. I'm going to be hopefully the first to put it in a live stream or something like that over on YouTube or a video. So if you don't have the notification bell on, you might miss it and only know about it like a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later. You want to be notified as soon as possible as the news drops. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys again in another crypto video soon.